Welcome. Uganda discovers and strikes 12.8 trillion worth of gold. You can go to this YouTube and you can also check out on a lot of blogs. Sadly, it hands all this massive gold to China. Let us look at this issue. China now owns Africa by saying that if you are very serious about preserving for future generations our race, our lands, our mineral wealth, water, as well as ancestral heritage, you must stop China from owning Africa or any other melanin dominant piece of land on earth. You must work very hard to reverse the recolonization of Africa by the Chinese. Xenophilia must be banished from our minds, and we must challenge and be willing to fight it. But how can we fight? How can you fight? How did this happen in the first place? Ignorance serves no one. Since the colonization of Africa by China is a foregone event, only tomfoolery and political propaganda maintains wool on many melanin dominant minds. Like what Xin Xiaobao says, that it's all based on friendship and fairness. The most important question to us is, what can you do? All you can do is you can share this video and many others of the same theme to as many people as possible using the social media to conscientize as many melanin dominant human beings about Chinese takeover of Africa using trade, about the resettlement of 300 million Chinese into Africa, and about global agenda and genocide against Black Asians, as well as stopping our own people from behaving like this. Obviously, once the grassroots realizes what's at stake and what China has done in the past on melanin dominant human beings, then a grassroots fire is lit and we have a chance to fight this colonization. Our leaders are totally ignorant of the Paikach's principles. They labor in vain, thinking that the Chinese Communist Party is a revolutionary party that is a friend to Africa's revolution. It is the illusion of xenophilia that has been propagated through fallacious investment, resource theft, and a fake friendship, whilst the Chinese are actually in practice taking over the whole continent with the aim of repopulating it and replacing melanin dominant human beings, Africa, and in many other parts of the earth. They have done this before, which I'll prove to you using the Paikach's principle, and they are doing it today. So the investment trick has also been realized by a number of writers. China plans to put 300 million Chinese people in Africa. You go to this website, they will tell you. We quote a passage from this website. From a long-term point of view, China is taking over Africa. It's a very intelligent plan and an unspoken part of their One Road program. They loan money to African governments and build a port, a railroad, an airport, or a road. We shall show 7 parliaments that have been built for free by China in Africa, but it's not for free. There is nothing that is for free for a fish in water. Then, when the government fails to pay as usual, as the Chinese will come and take over that facility, and they will come with their own people and start to run it, and they increase and multiply, and easily will settle 300 million people in Africa, while these Africans think this is good investment. There it is very clearly the repopulation agenda under the Paikach's principle, how they've done it all over the show. That's why they are now in Indonesia, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, everywhere where they were able to go. China uses bribes, and bribes corrupt governments and offers them gifts, offers them to build their parliament, beautiful parliaments, I tell you. China built and funded the African Union headquarters, and inside it they put their own listening devices and electronic gadgets. It's outright bribery, but it's also double advantage to China. This is a parliament they built for Gabon for free. China built a new 58 million parliament for the Republic of Congo, a donation to the conflict region, but very well rich part of Africa. We are not using country here because the borders that were drawn in Berlin do not force us to do so. We are not citizens of Berlin. Neither do we subscribe to that. China now owns Africa and is doing it very intelligently, piece by piece. Very clever. Again, long-standing President Denis Sassou Nguesso launched construction of the building of his parliament, or their parliament, in Brazzaville, Congo in May 2017. It was for free. Malawi also received 40 million worth parliament for free. But remember, the fish and the bait and the hook and line sinker trick. Zimbabwe also 200 million worth United States dollar worth parliament built by the Chinese for free. But later on, the Chinese would go on to receive tenders and own all the linear mining in Zimbabwe, almost for free. This is what is happening to Africa. In June 2007, the Chinese government agreed to fund and build and construct a new parliament in Maseru, Lesotho. And the company that built it was Shandong Yantai Construction Company. And they handed over that building. The Chinese are owning Africa piece by piece. Freetown, Sierra Leone parliament in the capital here. Chinese embassy agreed to donate, on top of building this parliament, for free furniture, electronic devices. This is a friendship gesture from the government and people of China. Ambassador Wu Peng told journalists and further stated that his embassy has also sponsored a water supply project to the Sierra Leone parliament. What are they putting in the water? Why can we not do this on our own? We are witnessing an old strategy called the Paeketches principle. What is the Paeketches principle? Do you know the Paeketches principle? The Paeketches principle was researched and presented by thinker Baem Biik. It emphasizes the imperative need to recognize the multiple genocides and the operational tactics used by the Chinese to erase and replace the black indigenous population of Asia by a mulatto Mongol race. The people that you see today as the Chinese are not indigenous to China. It uses, or the purpose of this book is to reach a definitive settlement in geopolitical and military tension between Japan, China, and North Korea. The untold story of ancient African civilization in Asia, in Japan, China, and beyond, a brilliant and magnificent black African civilization, was destroyed by what is known today as China. And then that act was covered up and hidden from history. This book, The Paeketches Principle, brings back to life the truth of over 1,400 years systematic genocide. It bears open now how it was done. It was done secretly. It was removed from pages of history. And the fate of those Asian melanin dominant races is already afoot in Africa. We can see it. What happened to our ancestors in Asia? The Africans who civilized China were often known as Ling Ming, meaning black-headed people. These are the original people. Clear and straightforward. And now they are being replaced by a substitute race via the mulatto formula. This is from the author John Thompson, 1869, Credit Well Done Collection. In an attempt to educate on the former presence of black Chinese types in pre-modern China, it seems logical to contrast the women in the photograph by John Thompson. The woman on the right is representative of the Han ethnic group, the colonizer, the enslaver, the genocists, who are the majority of the population of China today. The young, photo-filled woman on the left represents one of the aboriginal peoples then living in Fujian province. China now owns Africa. It's sending citizens into many African countries to intermarry and multiply so that they can produce a substitute race. Africans think it is great investment, but it's the Paeketches principle in operation. What we know for sure is that a lot of genetics that have been studied proves that African origin of modern humans in East Asia, a tale of 12,000 Y chromosomes, 12,127, proves that the people in Asia originated in Africa 35 to 89,000 years ago. By 3,500 BCE, Africans in China were raising silkworms and making silk. The culture hero Huang Di is a direct link of Africa. His name, pronounced in Old Chinese, Yu Hai Huan Di, or Hu Nak Kunte, he arrived in China from the west in 2282 BCE and settled along the banks of the Luo River in Shaanxi. The picture of the original clan in Taiwan looks like this. And also this person, this image, is a representative of people from Namibia, who are in Namibia today. All Africans need to read this book, The Payakeshes Principle. In this book, every politician must read it. We must make it a point that no politician will ascend into office without understanding or repeating and knowing the Payakeshes Principle, the greatest secret of Asia, by Abraham Biyik. We need to read this from Twitter, Bizul Sokotha. He says, you guys need to stop taking loans from the Chinese and defaulting as they use it as a means of seizing and taking over national assets, and in due time they will wipe out black people. Blacks were all over in Japan and the Chinese massacred all, and that is the plan. The Payakeshes Principle reveals this. The loans are taken and your corrupt government don't pay back because they misappropriate the funds and therefore sell their country to these intruders. Your natural resources are the target and you humans will be killed and wiped off. It may take 2,000 years, but black people will be extinct as they are in Japan and many other places. You can find this book and study it. What triggered the disappearance of black people in Asia? This is asked on the Payakeshes Principle page on Facebook. And a number of questions are given and answers are given there. So the answer was constant mass killings and the genocides is what wiped out black people in Asia. The killing may include poisoning, may also include direct killing, may also include instigating black people to kill each other. There are so many tactics. We need to be awake and the grassroots is up. Like their European cousins, the mulatto and albino Mongols of today are winners of ancient race wars. And like the European and mulatto and albino Mongols of Northeast Asia, they are committed to hiding this part of history. It is important we publicize all this, just as we are doing with the Berlin Conference, to prevent our brothers and sisters from cheering and conniving and thinking that the Chinese are our friends. They are not. It's not xenophobia. It's not xenophilia. It's a fact. It's the truth. Their smile means more than just love and appreciation of you and me, whether a politician, a billionaire, an African entrepreneur, a buyer and a seller. The Chinese have an agenda. We know it through the Payakeshes Principles. Our leaders, ignorant of the Payakeshes Principles, led by the fallacy that the Chinese Communist Party is their friend, yet its intention is to repopulate Africa with the Chinese and taking over the whole continent and taking over the whole earth. You can stop it. Yes, you can. All you need to do is share this video and many other videos and understand the Payakeshes Principle and share the Payakeshes Principle to as many people as possible. You must grasp what the Payakeshes Principle, the book says. These actions that we are narrating here will be great. You will have participated in a great fight against Chinese imperialism, which is fatal to us all. Though China now owns Africa, let's not acquiesce, but work the grassroots pronto. For more information, email us on join@marifado.com. Till we meet again, we are engaged in a race genocide, a race-side. We need to wake up. We need to share this kind of information to as many people as possible. If you do not share it, you have participated in the genocide that is befalling us. Till we meet again, your Hamaneja Topi, Priest Rabbi, LM Dumizulu, Kuniken Mjakanja, Mskaba.